If you have ever read Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, you probably remember the infamous caterpillar perched on his mushroom. The first thing he says to little Alice is, "Who are you?" Alice responds with, "Why, I hardly know, sir. I've changed so much since this morning, you see." Alice is experiencing a crisis of self-identity. Self-identity is defined in many ways and with many theories within psychology. However, it is most easily explained by understanding all the parts that can make up our self-identity. Take a moment to think about what you would say to someone when asked the question, "Who are you?" Although it sounds like a simple question, are you finding it hard to choose words to describe your personality? Self-identity is a very complex idea. So complex, in fact, that even those who actively work on understanding themselves and their self-identity still have great difficulty. Some aspects of self-identity can be identified and described by others. When thinking about how to define yourself, did you use the words that describe your job, hobbies, family ties, nationalities, religious beliefs, and group affiliations? But how about what you think? Your morals and values cannot truly be known by anybody else. Nobody else can hear your thoughts. These parts of self-identity can only be truly explained by you. Let's go back to Alice in Wonderland. How do you think she should have responded to the caterpillar? Alice could have stated many things, including her name, her age, her height and weight, and other physical descriptors. She could also say that she is a daughter, a sister, a student, a cat owner, and a book lover. All of those last descriptors involve relationships with other people. Since we all live in a world with many other people, the external world of our society plays a huge role in defining our self-identity. As humans, we all have a need to develop a personal identity that distinguishes us from others. Questions such as, "Who am I?" and "Why am I here?" or "What is my purpose in life?" are critical parts of understanding ourselves and defining our self-identity. Simply distinguishing ourselves from other people makes defining our identity a social comparison. Even the most simple of physical descriptors, such as our height and weight, can be evaluated socially. Are you tall or short? If you consider yourself tall, short, or even average, it is a comparison to other people in your social culture. Although weight is just a number, many people judge themselves based on other people's weight. In this example, society plays a huge role in defining what is acceptable through the media. In many historical cultures, weight was a sign of good health. Since food was scarce, weight was a sign of health, wealth, and therefore beauty. Those who were thin were easily identified as lower working class people, while the well-fed were likely rich and of high birth. In society today, food is easy to obtain. A higher weight is not valued the same way it was in ancient times. Today, television has a tendency to use only the thinnest women and the most fit men, who are often professionals when it comes to looking good for the camera. How would you value your weight differently if you had no access to television and media? Most likely you would consider yourself far more acceptable without the skewed ideas from the media. Clearly, society plays an essential role in how we evaluate and define our self-identity. We cannot define our self-identity without the context of our society. Let's go back to Alice for an example. We can theorize that one of the difficulties Alice has in answering the caterpillar's question has to do with the society of Wonderland. Alice is new to this land and has not established her place in this weird world. She has few friends and does not know the rules. Alice may have been a cat lover at home, but in Wonderland, cats are strange beasts. At home, she may consider herself a lover of croquet, possibly even a fan of the sport. In Wonderland, she finds that she is not much of a fan of the sport at all, since they use flamingos for mallets and hedgehogs for balls. Alice has lost her sense of self-identity, not just her personal, internal self-identity, but also her social identity. As psychologists continually refine their theories of the self, sociologists also continue to refine social identity theory. Social identity theory explains that we can define ourselves by the social categories that we feel we belong to, such as nationalities, religious or political associations, gender roles, families, and even as niche as a group of fans of a certain sports team.